I stopped my husband from deleting himself and he thinks I never knew his plans. My husband and I are both 28 and we have 3 kids together. He's been with me since high school and he's the only boyfriend I've ever had. He's always had low self-esteem. I do too, but not like he does. One day, we got new phones around 7 years ago and I found out I can read his texts. He can see mine too, but he's terrible with technology, so he never figured out how. This happened for another 2 years. For things like his birthday and Christmas, I'd snoop around his texts to see if there's something he was talking about that he wanted. One day around November, I was being nosy to see what I could get him for Christmas. I was pregnant with our second child at the time. I saw he was texting someone something suspicious, "Where can we meet?" And I thought he was having an affair with another girl. When I read more into them, I found out he was trying to buy illegal substances. My husband and I don't even drink, so I freaked out. I wondered about how long this was going in for, if I even knew my own husband anymore. It turns out he was buying something that doesn't get you high, but deletes you. I looked around everywhere. First, I tore our room apart and didn't find anything. Then, I went through his search history and all his emails on his phone when he was asleep that night. That's when I found out he was making arrangements for a specific date 3 months after I was due. He was looking at life insurance, which we have had since I'm a stay-at-home mom. He was even looking up how much it costs to be cremated. The next day, when he got home, I took his phone when he wasn't paying attention and sent a text to that guy, "I'm no longer interested. If someone else tells you otherwise, it means someone else has my phone." And deleted that guy's number. I didn't want him to know I was snooping around, but the thought of my husband not being around tore me apart. I remember being sick to my stomach and crying my heart out in our room just thinking about the possibility of not having him around. I love him more than life itself. I would die for him and not even have to think about it. My husband is my entire world. That day onwards, I made sure he knew how much I loved him, even if it meant embarrassing myself. I started bringing him flowers at work almost every day. When he would come through the door, I would screech with excitement and give him a hug and a kiss, and then I would tell him how much I missed him and I couldn't stop thinking about him all day. When I was out with him, I would tell him how beautiful and handsome he is. When he was around my friends, I'd say, "Look at my husband, he's so handsome." I call him at work and ask how much longer until he's home. I got him to start going to therapy too. One night, I woke him up because I was freaking out and couldn't sleep. I told him I had a nightmare. I said I had a dream that he passed away. He said, "Why is that a bad thing?" And I told him how he's my entire world and other than our children, he's all I live for. He said, "But things would be better if I was out of your hair." And I said no they wouldn't, if you left me it would literally ruin my life. He said not if you're financially well off, you'll be much better off. I started tearing. I could have all the money in the world but it would mean nothing if I didn't have you. I'd much rather be homeless but still have you as my husband than be filthy rich with you not there. He sounded surprised. "Are you serious?" I looked him dead in the eyes. 100%, I'd sleep under a bridge if it meant I still got to sleep next to you. He said, "I didn't know you felt that way." And I said, "I really do." I asked if I could go with him to therapy and he said yes. I told his therapist I think he has depression, and he admitted he might. So he got a prescription and it seemed to help him a whole lot. Even though it's been 5 years since then, I still do all those nice things for him, like calling him handsome and bringing him flowers. I don't ever want him to second guess even for a second that he's my sunshine.